Hi, Mia. How are you?
I'm great.
Thank you for coming and speaking with New Beauty about your mommy makeover. And your situation is so unique because you really took your time to do your mommy makeover. It was a two-part process that took, how long did it take? 2 years? 2 years. Your doctor is Dr. Mokhtar Asaadi in Short Hills, New Jersey.
Yes.
He's an excellent plastic surgeon, and he is the first one he came and told us about your story in particular. And I'd love for you to share it with our followers. Tell us a little bit about your mommy makeover.
Okay. Where do I start? When I first had the brilliant idea?
Yes.
Okay. So I have 4 children and, I have twins. I have a daughter who's 30 something. That should give you my age. And I have a 9-year-old that I had during menopause. It wrecked me. I am the owner of a company and I'm like the face of the company. And I was hiding all the time in the company and at home. I didn't realize that when I'd go into the stores, I'd put lights, 25 watt. I would never want to be bright lights. Everything was candlelit.
I don't like those bright lights either.
Yes. Uh, they were a savior. And, I was the queen of the peplum shirt.
Yes.
And my skin, it was just so distended. And I never thought that would be me, but it was terrible. I tried everything. I tried exercise. I tried diet. I did all the good things, but I just couldn't get over the fact that it just wasn't going anywhere. And so I began my research and I did interviews. I actually interviewed several different doctors. I went on YouTube and I saw every search. I mean, I really hardcore because I'm a hypochondriac, I think. And I just wanted to be sure that I would be okay, that I'd be here to raise my, just all these stories. And all my friends have had surgeries. It's a norm. So I was like the one who didn't. And low key, I was just afraid. So I did a lot of research. And when I found Dr. Asaadi, it was like legendary.
And so your procedure was an extended tummy tuck. And then was it a year later you had a breast operation?
Well, let me see. Yeah, I did the mommy makeover. The most important thing was first, which was the extended tummy tuck.
Mm-hmm.
My muscles were obliterated. I actually, from having the twins, they were just shredded.
Right.
They didn't exist. They were just on the sides of my waist. And my stomach was literally, if you've seen the pictures, it was falling. I could like lift it up and put it on a table. And I hadn't even lost like this massive amount of weight. It was just my skin was terrible.
Yeah. It never snapped back after your last child. And then, of course, if your abdominal muscles separate, that's going to make your stomach area even more, distended. So
Just a nightmare.
that had to be taken care of first, right?
Yes. And so it's so funny. Like I went to the other doctors first. Like there's all these doctors, they're like all over YouTube or they're like, my friends went to them. And then I went to him. I didn't make a decision, but I went to them. They pretty much, we can do it. They give you these promises and their methods. It was when I went to Dr. Asadi's office, first, it's beautiful, the office. I mean, I was like, where's the president? Everyone was really gracious. But when I sat with him, the difference was he wasn't trying to impress me. He's a very kind soul, has a very nice personality, extremely brilliant. But he was observing. He was listening, not just hearing. And that was the first time I was said, I've met the doctor. He can see what I'm feeling.
Yeah. And that made the biggest difference.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I was really scared. And he has a really calming voice. He also is like, he's famous like for doing eyes. And I convinced myself of things, I'm that person. So I said, well, those are little veins and little areas, and it's your face. And he's like,
Right.
he's legendary. Like he goes all over the world to talk about that. And this was a big area. So I thought, this is a piece of cake compared to that,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And I was right. I mean, the results speak for themselves. It was my recovery. I was committed. This is what I'll tell my girls. I was committed. I made sure I did my research. I had everything. By the time it was time to do it, I went Amazon crazy, and and they were so impressed because I had every contraption, every faja, everything, every cream, every holistic thing you could imagine, that I
Right.
shared my my Amazon list with them. They were like, "Oh my God,"
For your healing journey afterward.
Oh yeah. But it
Okay.
was really good, really good.
So can you talk about, like you said, you were really set up and prepared for your healing journey. Tell me what the extended tummy tuck is like and what you did to prepare and how you helped accelerate your healing.
So you need to have a lot of protein, like about a month and a half before. Your body you need to consume a lot of protein. So I was eating like 8 to 10 eggs, and this is about healing, so the body can heal. Eight
Right.
to 10 eggs a day, chicken, salad, um, pineapple, and papaya, because you need the bromelain that's in there,
Mm-hmm.
and enzymes that are in there so that your body won't have black and blues, won't have swelling. And the proteins are what help you. There's an amino chain in the proteins that help you heal. That's a part of all the healing that happens. So I did that. And then when it came time to it, I had vitamins, I had everything that you would need to heal naturally and safely. I had a whole station. I turned my office downstairs because my bedroom's upstairs into my medical area. I had notes on the bathroom next to it. This is a medical like area. No one is to use this bathroom. I had like a one of those walkers,
Yeah.
and I made sure it was the one that had the little, seat, and
Mm-hmm.
as I got stronger, which it was rapid. I got strong pretty quick. I could sit on, I just used it for everything, but I made sure I had everything done. When I came back, even when I came out the hospital, I had like a bed that was made all this is on Amazon. Anyone wants to know, let me know. But I came out of the onto a bed, like everything. I had like string contraptions. I had those things that you grab your stuff with, like,
Yeah.
on the floor. I had the stick. Like something fell. I was like, a check, no problem.
So how long would you say you were healing for, and how long did you wait before you had your breast surgery?
The first week, that's a week. I would say that my pain was very minimal. His pain management, only because my girlfriends and people I know, they were like on the floor, like bleeding from war. Like I was like, man, I got the good doctor. But I had no, almost probably 2%, maybe something came from somewhere, but no bleeding, no infections. Like that's the most common. No infections, no stomas, nothing, nothing. And it took about the first week, just kind of, because extended tummy tuck is like your body's cut in half. Like it's from one side of your back to the other. He did a real perfect sweep. It's always you can't see it. It's healed really nicely. It's almost the same color of my skin. And I didn't do this too long ago. I have full sensation. That's something that is not common of my entire torso. I have
Mm-hmm.
6-pack, girl.
Wow.
Yes.
And that was a big concern for you, right? The scarring.
Yeah, it was huge. And for me, so I'm half black
Okay.
and I keloid.
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to have a gigantic rubber band keloid from one side to the other. But, you have to make up your mind too. Like, it's like, do you want the scar or do you want the body? And I was like, I'm Lion King's brother. I'll be Scar. I want the scar.
I know a lot of procedures like an extended tummy tuck or a breast lift, you have to, it's a negotiation process with your brain. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have this scar. So you chose the scar and you healed really well. And when did you go in for your breast surgery, and what made you choose implants over a breast lift?
Can't say that word because I was going to say it's part of the itty bitty committee. We'll just say,
You can
But
say that. You can say that.
yes, I was on that committee. And because they were so small, I was able to just fill them up with rounds. I mean, he gave me great consultations. They look amazing. I look like a goddess,
I'm
you
so
know.
happy that you're happy with your results. What was the biggest benefit for waiting and having a traditional mommy makeover where you're doing it all in one procedure?
I could have. I could have did it with him, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was more so about I was afraid to do it all. I didn't know if I could manage pain because I have a low pain tolerance. And
Right.
if I would have known then what I know now, I probably would have did it all at the same time because he's really good with the pain management, and his team is they wrap themselves around you. They're committed to your success. They're not you're not a just in a farm there. It is
Right.
you just feel like they really care. I mean, they called me at all times. And there was a moment because I was, it's very foreign to know when you have a tummy tuck. I mean, they took a large piece of my skin and removed it and
Right.
connected from the top to the bottom. You feel this weird kind of emptiness. And for one moment in the first week, I was like, who am I going to talk to? Like, I'm feeling something. And is this depression seeping in or something? I called them and it was like a group party call and they
Oh,
got me through it. And he called me and it was really nice.
yeah. Well, it's that extra touch that really makes the biggest difference. So let's talk about your final results. Are you over the moon? Or do you have the body that you always wanted?
Well, let me just show you a little something, okay? And I'm 50. All right. I got young kids looking at me, but look, girl,
You look incredible.
look at
You
that.
got all the curves and they
Yeah,
don't stop. They
yeah,
don't stop.
I look, I feel so good. Now when I'm at a network event or I'm doing something, it wasn't for the vanity. There's something you owe it to yourself.
Yeah.
You remember when you were in your 20s and, you just bounced back. You can party all night and in the morning just be perfect, And
Not anymore.
yeah, I mean,
Not in your when you hit
not
40, everything slows down for sure.
gravity. I mean,
Yeah.
but it's it's life changing, and you and it's not because some people say, "Oh, no, grow old gracefully." Nah, no, thank you. Okay, and it was worth it. I feel good. I don't have like any kind of like issues
Yeah.
afterward. I feel good. I come out the shower. I have big mirrors everywhere now. I didn't have that before. Everything was in the dark. Okay, and
Yeah.
I walk around like, I mean, like, it's just for me. I didn't do it for
Yeah.
anyone else. And he did make sure it was for me. I like that too. I would say some of the other doctors were more about like fantasy and, the Kim Kardashian viewpoint. He made me feel like he respects the woman that you are and wants to get you back to the best version of you. And he
Yeah.
nailed it. Home run.
Wonderful. Well, I love your results and I love especially your enthusiasm over your own body and how you look and how you feel, because that's the most important part of your final result.
Yes, for sure. I'm from Manhattan originally, so we say something. If I could give a shout out, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Asaadi and his team.
Yeah.
They touched more than my body. They changed more than my appearance. I'm happy. I do better. I'm happy with my husband. I'm happy with my business, with everything, and I feel good. And not for nothing, losing, all that fat and gut, my health metrics are great.
Right.
You know,
And then what advice would you have for someone who is considering, maybe they need an extended tummy tuck? Are you happy that you did it in two parts and that it was a longer journey to your final result?
from what I researched, doing a tummy tuck is the hardest of all the surgeries. I
Yeah.
got it out the way. Okay. When the next little cutty cut came, I was like, what's that? An inch? Take the inch, honey. I gave a child last. I'm just saying it was like crazy, but I would say look ahead. I used to feel like I was like, some of these people that were big, be happy you're big. And I'm not saying anything. I'm not shaming. Once I was able to get into a size 8 from a 16, once I was able to put on a 2-piece that I couldn't do for 30 years, yeah, I didn't have those concepts anymore. So do it for yourself. I'm half a century old. I'm about to hit my golden years, and hey, I feel better than I ever have. And they're the right team. They're
50
the
is the new
best.
30. Okay. So
Listen,
50 is the new 30. You got it, girl. You got it, girl.
thank you. Thank you.
You look
But don't be scared,
amazing.
ladies.
Yeah.
I asked him one question, because you got to ask your doctor questions too. Don't just let them talk to you. I told him, when did you decide you wanted to be a plastic surgeon? How old were you? You know what he said? 5.
He was born to do it, like you said. Born to do it. Well, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Mia. This was great. And I love hearing from patients and people who've gone through it who can really kind of give an insight into what it's like to make a decision on your own procedure and your own destiny. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.